Oh, I see the pop-up. I almost click on leave meeting. Okay, Esther asked, good morning, Shifu. With regards to the exercise on self-cherishing, I recalled an incident where I was unhappy because I felt my personal boundaries were not respected. A short overview of the incident. I had set aside time to be alone outside to do personal things without disturbances, but had also informed my family about the personal time set aside for myself, but was still interrupted by them, and I ended up being unhappy and not at peace with myself. I see elements of self-cherishing because I wanted to have my time, and I felt that my boundaries were not respected. But on the other hand, I also see elements of self-care, and I feel having boundaries and respecting the boundaries are important too. Seeking some help and advice on this. Thank you, Shifu. Where is Esther? Okay. Yes. So this is the thing. The lay life is dusty. The lay life is crowded. The lay life is busy. Yeah, the Buddha described lay life in this way. Occasionally, I would visit my parents. Yeah, they would invite me for a meal. Then I will pop by. And then sometimes I will see. I mean, I will of course get to see the way their interaction. Sometimes it is when students come and consult me. And this is one area. Let's put aside the self-cherishing exercise first. Let's put it aside first. And consider the fact that as long as you are within a family unit, you tend to be disturbed by one another. Yeah. We say that we get disturbed by one another. But for me personally, if I hear of a family where they don't disturb one another, I also feel a bit strange. Yeah, I may feel like, you mean you all don't talk to each other for the whole month? Like, but you're staying together, right? Yeah, but we don't talk to each other, one. So maybe it's a matter of what you call it, degree. Yeah. And as Esther pointed out, it is only an issue when she wants to have her personal time and already informed, but yet they still, come and interrupt you, right? But this is the thing, yeah. Sometimes I tell parents, sometimes parents come and talk to me and say, Shifu, my son or like this, like that, my daughter like this, like that. Then I ask them, how old are they already? Then they're like, oh, 20 plus already. Like 20 plus? 20 plus, why you bother what they're doing? As long as they're not doing anything illegal, they're not doing anything immoral. Yeah. I mean, a lot of things in life is personal choice and personal preference. Yeah, a huge part of it, not everything. Yeah. So, but what to do? Family life is like that. Yeah. Family life is like that. And it's not always parents disturbing children. Yeah, children also disturb parents. And everybody disturb each other at different level. Yeah, because all our characters are different. Some of us are very interactive. Some are not very interactive. We're like programs, like some programs, they always have a lot of pop-up, dong, dong, 烦死了, very irritating. Then some apps, you just set once, then they'll just do their job. Yeah, they finish their job, then they also don't, they give you a silent notification. Yeah. Yeah. When you swipe down, then you see, oh, okay, it's done. Yeah. But sometimes some people like to have notification. Or then they're like, how come this app finish a thing, never tell me? so sometimes human interaction is similar. Mm. So aside from the self-cherishing part first, the fact is that family life is like that. Yeah. The it boils down to control. Yeah. I mean, control is an extension of the ego, but let's look at control first. So to want to have the me time, the my time, yeah, self-care and so on. I'm not saying that's wrong. I think that's important. In fact, one of the exercise that I've given students is that every week to spend 1 or 2 hours by yourself. Yeah. Not having to engage with others. Shifu is not advocating hermitship, training all y'all to become hermit, become 孤僻. Wait, hermit is a bit different from 孤僻, but somewhere in the same direction. It's important to have a bit of personal time, but the angle may be a bit different. The angle is to learn to be okay by yourself. Yeah, not to be, not to have that strong need to always have that kind of interaction with others. Yeah, and this is for very practical reasons. Yeah, because number one, we cannot, if our happiness and ease, yeah, of living depends on having someone to interact with you, either every time or as and when you want, then your happiness depends on others. Yeah, then your happiness depends on others. If others that day is not free, that day not happy with you, that day whatever, then you are not happy. Yeah. And in particular, for parents, I advocate this exercise because at some point your child is going to have his or her own life. Your child will be busy. Yeah. Most parents wish that their children will become independent, right? Be able to take care of themselves, right? Parents say yes. Better say yes. This one cannot say no. If you say no, that means you need counseling. Yeah. And at least some parents hope that their children will be successful in life. Yeah. And successful usually refers to material success. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. I want to highlight. Hoping that your child have material success is not a crime. Yeah. But it is not so ideal if that is all you wish for your child. I mean, you think about it, who wish that your child, if a parent wish that, oh yeah, I hope you won't be successful. Yeah, I hope you will be poor. You will have difficulty paying your bills. You'll be hungry. You'll be looked down upon. I hope that you something wrong with the parents. Yeah, but if a father or mother wish only for the child to be materially successful, then that's also incomplete. Yeah, that's also incomplete. So nothing wrong with that. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. The trouble with that is, if you get your wishes that your child become successful, yeah, then chances are your child will become busy. Yeah. The more successful your child is, the busier your child will be. If your child is not very successful, whole day stay at home. Of course, now everybody stay at home. Yeah. But just think about it, 2 years ago, yeah, if your child is not very successful, half the time in between jobs, then How come not going? How come 9 o'clock you're still not going for work? Oh, I quit already. You found a new job? No, I got fired. I thought you said you quit. Well, quit. Yeah, potato, patati, not much difference. Then you have your son, your daughter for yourself all the time. So the like there's this Western saying, you can't have your cake and eat it. You cannot have your child be successful and yet want your child to be by your side all the time. Yeah, including in future, like for most parents, you hope that your child will one day find a suitable partner and have a loving partner who will love your child just like you. Yeah, you wish that way. But when you find a person, when your child, yeah, whether son or daughter, really find someone who really love your child so much, then not all sometimes you may you all check yourself, you may start to feel like, yeah, you'll be in a turmoil, because on one hand you are happy for a child, but on the other hand, now you feel like you lost your son, you lost your daughter. Yeah, yeah. My daughter-in-law is so nice. My son, wow, totally wrapped around her. my 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 son-in-law is so loving. My daughter, forget she has a father anymore. No, forget she has a mother. No. So what to do? Yeah, that's why the exercise is important. Yeah, because one day, your child would have their own life. Yeah. If your child at 40 plus 50 still stay at you, then you know. Yeah. Don't wish for what you are not ready for. So having personal time is important. Yeah. In that way. Yeah. I advocate having personal time for that reason. Yeah. Now then the question is, in this case, like Esther, her experience is actually very good, because in life it's never a perfect setting. Or you want to practice, you want to do this, then everything fall in place. Yeah, because sometimes things like that happen, and it's never a very gray area. Yeah, it's not a completely right or wrong situation. Yeah, we can say that it's wrong. Yeah, because you already told them. Yeah, but in Buddhism, there's one very simple idea of practice. Yeah, one simple idea of practice. 谁先起烦恼谁错，谁先生气谁错。Yeah. So whoever give rise to defilements first, that person is wrong. Whoever get angry first, that person is wrong. Yeah. Or rather, maybe not say who get angry first lah. Whoever get angry is wrong. So you can quarrel, but don't get angry. You can have disagreement, but don't get angry. Yeah. You can question each other, but don't get angry. You get angry, you're wrong. Yeah. Because if you think about it, right, if the point of having personal space, personal time is to do that kind of practice of reflection and so on, yeah, then the aim is to have less defilement, right? So then that should be the aim, and that's the end goal. Having personal time is not the end goal. You see the difference? Yeah. So when I advocated the exercise for students, the end goal is not simply to spend time by yourself. Yeah, is to let them get used to being by themselves, because many people are not used to it. Yeah. So for what purpose? So that they can be at ease even when they are not with their family, even when their family cannot afford their time to have that kind of together. Yeah. So the end goal is not just being by yourself. The end goal is so that you can develop resilience in your mind. So if you look at it that way, Then even when your family halfway through suddenly need your time, then you say, okay, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Oh. But on the other hand, we are at different stage of the path. Yeah, it's understandable if you had planned to do this and then you get interrupted. Yeah, life is very strange. Life is very strange. It's like I heard many seniors say, when you don't want to, if not that we don't want to practice, but when you are not like effortfully like putting in time to say, okay, I'm going to do how much practice, then everything seems to be quite okay. Yeah, everybody is in harmony. Yeah, your health is good, your mind is calm. But the moment you say, oh, I want to do a retreat, oh, then the whole world texts you. The whole world needs you to help. Yeah, and then finally you settle everything, you sit down. There's one senior man who told me, oh, he settled everything, then he run off to this country to meditate. Don't say which country, otherwise your guess who. Yeah. Then immediately sit, don't know for how long, not too long, immediately the ear having ear ringing. Yeah, and I think it's quite severe. So each time I want to practice, the body gives me problem. Yeah. But actually, we can say that it gives us problem. On one hand, there are some masters who say, so this is our cultivation obstacle. Yeah, 修行的业障，修行的障碍。Yeah, so cultivation obstruction obstacles. So how to overcome it? One, do repentance. Yeah. What kind of repentance? Repent to consider that in the past we may have obstructed others from cultivating. Yeah. So now when we want to cultivate, there's obstructions. And two, that we make that in this life maybe we have done that also. And then further, we make a firm conviction that from now on, we shall not hinder anyone from their practice. Yeah. Then, so that's the part about obstruction. Then, here and now, what to do? Persevere. Yeah. Bodily pain, just endure. Just face it. Yeah. So sometimes when we want to practice or we want to have when we want to do something, then sometimes there's obstacles. So now let's look at this situation in terms of the self-cherishing. Maybe by now it's quite clear. Nothing wrong with wanting to have boundaries, yeah, to set boundaries, to have some time of your own to do what you want to do, yeah. But when your family members interrupt you and we get upset, ultimately it's still self-cherishing. Yeah. Why? Because we cherish our decision to have this self-time. Yeah. And as you very nicely put it, my time, my boundary. Yeah. Tricky lah. This one is quite tricky. To be fair, it's a bit tricky. Yeah, especially when you think of in terms of self-care. Yeah. Self-care is not wrong, ma. Yeah. What is self-care? Self-care is caring for the self. So but although we say self-care is caring for the self, until we are enlightened, we do need this kind of self-care also, I must say. As I mentioned before, I even suggest for students to do a very special exercise. I tell them, go and watch a movie. Watch a movie? And I said, yeah, don't go and watch Dharma movie. Go and watch some movies. Some movies that you really like to watch, that you want to watch. Yeah. Or listen to music, or go and read a book. Yeah. Do something that makes you happy. Of course, if watching my YouTube Dharma talk makes you happy, then so be it lah. Yeah. And the point is because until we're enlightened, we do have our needs. Yeah. If on your path of practice, on one hand, you don't get any, you're not fully committed to doing the whole path anyway. And on the other hand, you give up too much of your so-called worldly pleasure, you cannot sustain yourself. Yeah. In particular, the cases where I suggest for students to actually go and watch a movie, go and like have a bit of entertainment, is because these individuals, for an extended duration of time, that means for years, don't seem to have any activity that is about themselves. Yeah, all about serving their family, serving their company. Yeah, like 80-90%, maybe even 95, 100% of things that they do on a daily basis is about doing for others, doing for others. Hey, Shifu, isn't that the Bodhisattva path? That's good. What? Well, if it's really that good, that student wouldn't be coming to see me for counseling. You see my point? Yeah. If you can do it, I will say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Yeah, keep it up. 加油. But clearly that student is like starting to break at the seams already. Yeah. So we need to know where we are. Yeah. Why is this important? Because if our life revolves all about serving others, but we are mentally not tuned in that direction yet, we are just sort of like just biting out our lips and just biting our teeth and they're just doing it. Over time, we will form resentment. Yeah. Yesterday in the Dharma Sutra class, yeah, my teacher says, 那个修福德不受福德. Yeah. So the cultivation of the merits, yeah, when you do cultivation, let's assume that the person help serving family, serving colleagues, serving friends. That's cultivation. Let's consider that as cultivation. So by right doing that is very meritorious, it can become part of the Bodhisattva path. But if you do it without the cultivation of no self, without the wisdom of no self, then there's problem. Then there's problem. Yeah. Oh. So, but for most people, you're not able to do it yet. So how? You need to have a bit of the so-called self-care to balance up, so that you don't form resentment. And then drawing of boundaries helps to give you a bit of that balance also. So that you don't feel like, how do I put it? You know, Chinese have this saying, 先小人而后君子. That means upfront, you be clear to people, tell people this is the boundaries. Yeah. Then, but 后君子 not 后小人先小人后小人，那你就是小人小人 means little people. 领队. You know what is 小人? Yeah, but it's not little people. It means like a petty person. Yeah, like a not so good character person. Yeah, because Chinese consider that if you are so upfront telling people what you want, what you need, wow, so so direct, you are a 小人, you're a person of small character. Yeah. So 君子风范 yeah, it means you're a gentleman. You're a person who has character, who has integrity. Yeah. So 先小人, at first, you draw clear boundaries. But 后, when is the 后? Later? Later means when things happen. 后君子. When things happen, you be a gentleman. That means you be kinder. Yeah. You'll be more understanding. You'll be more forgiving. So this phrase can be used here also. Yeah. So you did the right thing. 先小人, but 后 maybe have to improve on the 君子 part. Some of you may be wondering, hey, 君子, I thought 君子 usually talk about men, right? No, 君子 actually just means your character. Yeah. Of course, traditionally, maybe it has that have that chauvinistic meaning. But as far as this saying is concerned, it applies for both gender. But thank you for sharing the predicament. Yeah, I think this is a very down-to-earth, very realistic situation that we often encounter, whether at home, at work, and so on. Yeah. I want to just touch one small part at the end. So that does it mean that, so we, on one hand, on the worldly angle, we be 君子. Then on the supramundane path, we say we practice no self. So then they cross the boundary, then we should be okay with it. Doesn't mean you have to be okay with it. As I said just now, yeah, whoever get angry first, whoever get angry is wrong. So you just don't be angry. You can still assert your boundaries. Yeah. Like let's say you told them you need some time, 2 hours, and then they come and chocho you, then you tell them, give me, does this need to be attended to like now? Yeah. Sometimes I would always like to tell people like now, then they laugh, because so that they know that you are not angry with them. Yeah. So when people sometimes they keep bugging me, then I say, do you need it now? Yeah, and in most cases it's not now, it's now later. Yeah. So nothing wrong with asserting your boundaries as well. Okay. Key thing is, number one, you did the right thing to set your boundaries, to let people know in advance, but you must not expect that people will remember or people have to obey those boundaries. Yeah, but even though they don't obey, doesn't mean that you cannot assert those boundaries. Yeah, important thing is don't get upset. Okay. 愿消三障诸烦恼，
愿消三障诸烦恼，
愿得智慧真明了，
愿得智慧真明了，
不愿罪障悉消除，
不愿罪障悉消除，
世世常行菩萨道。
世世常行菩萨道。
阿弥陀佛。
阿弥陀佛。
Till we meet again, may be guided and protected by the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And as always,
乖乖。
have a quiet Thursday. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.
Thank you, Shifu.
Remember to be 君子 and also 小人. Okay, bye bye.
Thank you, Shifu. Bye.